everybody. Jared Bob. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It kind of sounded like I said Jared Bob. Like a fucking... What am I, from Alabama? Yep. I already swore to in literally 10 seconds, so... YouTube's fucked. Now we don't have to wait. Guy can't even make it past 10 seconds without swearing.
Fucking deplorable trash heap.
Well, speaking of deplorable trash heaps, depending on who you believe in, today is Inauguration Day.
Yeah, happy Inauguration Day.
Yeah, so when this comes out, it'll actually be tomorrow, but...
So is today like the Democratic Super Bowl gold medal game?
I think so. I think it's
It only happens once every 4, the World Cup.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite of 20. Well, I guess technically it would be 2017 when people were fucking crying in the streets. You remember all those videos or pictures?
Oh, so bad.
Of like the 26-year-old white girl on her knees in the middle of Times Square, just bawling her eyes out, as if like it actually mattered.
Well, they were convinced that they were going to lose all their rights.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. It was a never-ending fight from President Donald Trump to remove everyone's rights. It was in the news every day. He was pushing legislation that luckily Congress shot down every single day. He was very public about it. He said that he hated all people that weren't white and straight, and he tried to take away everyone else's rights that didn't fit those categories every single day. Yep, for 4 years. It was a never-ending battle.
That's actually all he did.
Yeah, he actually didn't focus his time on anything else. Nothing else got done.
Well, actually, true. One of my stances is nothing got done. Yeah, a couple peace deals here.
Yeah, peace deals in the Middle East. That's
and
cool.
Record low unemployment, but seriously.
Yeah. I mean, the economy was the highest I think it's been since fucking forever.
Well, I think it's been higher since the election.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and this was my thing. The only reason I even pay attention politically is because of the show.
Right.
Like, we talk about it.
Right.
Whatever. So back in 2016, it was one of those things where it was like I heard Trump got the nomination. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why would he get the Republican nomination? Yeah. And then it was flipping towards a Trump win. I go, that's weird. How's he winning? Yeah. And then people are like freaking out, like, we're going to lose all our rights. And well, because all minorities are going to lose every right, like including women. It's like everyone's going to lose every right they have. I go, how? Yeah. It's the president of the country. They can't do anything.
Right. Well, I think at the time, if you remember, it was the Republicans were like, yeah, we're just going to throw anybody out there because Hillary's going to win. Remember, like, everyone just accepted that Hillary was going to win the presidency. And then all of a sudden, like, the shit that she, like, the shady shit that she did, like, came to surface. And then everyone was like, oh, yeah, we hate this person now. So you could have literally, like, I don't know, you could have put anybody short of, like, Osama bin Laden, and they would have beat Hillary Clinton. Like, people hated Hillary so much that you could have fucking ran anybody against her.
They voted for The Apprentice.
Yeah. You could have ran a fucking empty tomato can against Hillary and people would have voted for the tomato can because they hated Hillary so much. And honestly, that was the reverse of this year. People hated Trump so much, you could have ran anybody. You know, you could have ran the fucking corpse of Ronald Reagan and he would have won. Like, it doesn't matter. But the one thing I said, I was talking to this lady at work yesterday. She's actually pretty cool. She's like older. She's like in her 60s, but she's like the one person that I can actually talk to at work and not have to worry about like saying something stupid because she just gets it. And I go, you know what? If anything, like if all this does is that it brings people back to not caring about politics anymore, and I don't have to know about like who the governor of fucking Kentucky is or like why there's a senator from South Carolina that's a piece of shit. And like, I don't know. I don't want to know all of that information. Like, I don't want to know off the top of my head who the mayor of LA is without having to look it up. Like, I don't want to have to know these things without having to like Google it. You know, like, I don't like that I know who the governor of Rhode Island is.
Like, it does kind of piss me off that I know how the governor of New Jersey kind of, I don't want to say fixed, but definitely ensured that the election would go the way they wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't want to know all of this stuff. Like, don't.
And not that the governor of New Jersey was going to go blue anyway.
Right.
So it's like, what, there's really no big deal there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that election was all fucked up in New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, then she asked me too, and she goes, "Do you think there really was fraud? Like, do you think it was fake? Like, it was a faked election?" And I go, "I absolutely believe there was tons of fraud, but I don't think it was enough fraud to swing an entire election." And I said, you know, maybe it was enough to flip a few counties here and there, but a few counties here and there over the fucking vast country, like, that's not enough to swing an election.
No, especially talking about like a county in some of the states we're talking about.
Right. Like, even if it was 3 counties in Wisconsin, like, how many fucking counties does Wisconsin have? Like,
Probably a lot.
pretty sure Massachusetts has like 14, and it's a tiny ass state. So Wisconsin's got to have at least,
Never mind, the population of
double or triple
Wisconsin
that.
has to be pretty low.
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, and that's what I said. And I go, yeah, was it enough to flip a few counties here and there? Yeah. But was it enough to swing an entire election? No.
No, my response to that would have been, yeah, probably. Just like every election.
Right. There's
I
always
guarantee
fraud.
there hasn't been an election without fraud.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
All the way back to, what was that time? Vote early, vote often. What was that, Tammany Hall?
I don't even know.
I think that was part of the Gangs of New York. That guy, he was going around. Yeah, remember, vote early, vote often. Did you already vote? Okay, cool. Get in here and vote again.
Yeah.
But so yeah, if all this does is just get people to stop freaking out over everything, then I guess I'm okay with that. Because truthfully, I don't give a shit who the president is. Because like I've said all along, it does not affect my life every day. I go about my business, whether it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Barack Obama or fucking a tomato can, an empty tomato soup. Like, it doesn't matter who sits in the fucking Oval Office, because it has no direct effect on my life.
No, because I'm trying to think, like, what decisions any president has made that's directly affected my life. And it's like, okay, well, it became a little bit harder to get on a plane under Bush, but like, dude, I didn't get on a plane from 2002 to 2017. So
Yeah.
that doesn't affect me.
I mean, it also wasn't Bush's fault.
Correct. No, correct.
No,
But,
right.
Under Bush, it became harder to get on an airplane.
Right.
And like under Obama, I had to have health insurance, but I
Yeah.
think that was in the state.
Right. Massachusetts has had that for a long time.
Yeah,
That was,
so I have to have it in the state anyway. So it's like,
right.
I can't think of.
That was the thing for us when Obamacare was going through and people were like flipping out. It was funny to hear the people that lived in Massachusetts like flip out about it. Like, I can't believe he's doing this. And I wanted to be like, hey,
It's already been like that.
want to know a secret? It doesn't actually affect us because Mitt Romney did this in the state like 10 years ago, or however long ago it was at the time. So it's like one of those things where it's like it didn't even bother us because we already had it.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Have we earned a victory lap again?
I don't know, have we?
Because it's rumored that Trump's going to start his own political party.
Oh.
Did we say that? Because I know we said he's going to start his own news or
Yeah, he was going to get
media
his own
company.
news network.
But did we also say that he was going to? Because I know we said that he's not going to get the Republican nomination again.
Right.
But he's probably going to run again.
I think we did say that, and if he ran as an independent, he would split the Republican Party, and then you would just guarantee a win for whoever the Democrat is.
I say count it. I say victory lap for us.
Yeah, that's another victory lap. Wow, we've been really spot on. You guys really need to start telling people about us because, like, we have some apparently really good shit to say.
Not really. This shit isn't hard to figure out.
No.
And if you don't think the way we do when we make these predictions,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's on you.
Yeah.
You live in a fantasy world. No, seriously, that's
Yeah.
like obviously Trump was going to run it. Obviously Trump's going to try to run again. He got kind of ousted. So obviously he's going to try to figure it out himself.
Yeah.
And like, not that I hang out with like a ton of rich dudes, but what do rich dudes always do? They
They throw a fucking temper tantrum when they don't get their way.
Yeah, they don't get their way. They throw a fit, and then they figure out how to do it their way.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, so he's going to probably start his own media company. Mm-hmm. He's going to create his own party. And then what's going to happen, like everything else, the media company will be followed by a small group of people and probably fail. And the party will be followed by a small group of people and probably fail.
Yeah.
Because there are other parties in this country, and they don't matter.
Nope.
And just because fucking Donald Trump's taking one, it doesn't matter. Because with Republicans, or even if you're just like anti-liberal, if you're a Republican and or anti-liberal and you voted for Trump, you go, well, what's the alternative? Well, now all of those fringe people are going to be like, yeah, no, fuck that guy. Because if the Republicans trot out an actual candidate, then they'll be good.
Right.
So you're just going to have some small group of people. Again, it's like if there were thousands and thousands of people at the Capitol and 200 ran in the building, that's the percentage.
Right.
So, it's only like the 1%. Well, there you go. There it is. It's the 1%.
Right.
Not going to fucking matter.
Right. So there's been rumors. I know we talked about this before. The whole reason why they're pushing to impeach him, and they're still going to push this after today when Biden gets inaugurated. Because technically Trump is still the president, I think, for another couple hours. I don't know what time the inauguration actually happens. But so what they're saying is they want to keep pushing for the impeachment and doing it after the fact because, like we had said before, it takes away his ability to get a pension, and it also stops him from ever running from office again. So if they do pull it off, what's been rumored is that Trump is then going to, like, it's almost like guaranteed that he's going to start his own political party and then run one of his kids in 2024. So what would happen is you would get, if he calls it the fucking Trump party or something.
Rumored to be the Patriot Party.
Yeah. All right. So he calls it the Patriot Party, and then Ivanka runs for president in 2024.
Yeah, that's actually even worse than him running.
Yeah, I know. But you're going to get...
Because people rally behind him.
You're going to get the same Trump supporters are going to go for her because they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're getting Trump back in the office.
Again, you're going to get an even smaller percent. So if he... So say you take the Republican Party and he pulls 10% himself. It's going to be probably 5% if it's not him but backed by him.
Right.
Because people rally behind him.
Right.
Not...
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, he's still going to be like considered the party head.
Well, what did people say about Hillary? It's like, oh, Bill will probably just pull the strings.
Right.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah, exactly.
And people like Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And she fucking lost.
Yeah.
To fucking Donald Trump.
Yes.
How bad of a candidate was she?
So this is back-to-back elections now that we've had potentially the worst fucking candidates possible. In 2016, we had the guy from The Apprentice and a criminal. And then we had...
Did you just describe the same guy or...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Or was that both people?
That was... well, only one of them was on The Apprentice. So we had...
Well, so I didn't know if you were saying like the guy was like one was on The Apprentice and a criminal. That's just the one person.
Yeah.
Or if it was like The Apprentice guy and then a criminal. Yeah. Because I would probably say...
Yeah, it's like a Venn diagram. You got Apprentice on one side, criminal on the other. Hillary sits in one side, and Trump is in the middle part of that Venn diagram. So, and then in 2020, we had the same guy, the same dickhead, versus a guy that can't stay awake and has dementia. Like, this is the last... whatever you want to call it, 6 years, because technically like campaigns start a little bit before the last 6 years. These four assholes are the best people we could come up with for the job. Now, granted, it's kind of like three, because this in 2020 you run the incumbent, like you don't go against that, but still, like these dickheads are the best people we could come up with to run this country, in a country full of people like Elon Musk and God knows who the fuck is at MIT and Harvard and all these Stanford, like all of these people that do amazing things. Like you couldn't find anybody.
You know why? Intelligent people don't do politics.
That's true. I think that is what's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things that's come from this whole 4 years of crazy politics is that everyone is starting to realize like, oh, this is why intelligent people don't get into politics, because it's bullshit. And no one wants that. Like smart people don't want that job. Because they recognize how stupid it is.
Remember Rick and Morty with like the fucking miniverse and whatever?
Yeah.
And he goes, I dropped out of school. It's not for smart people. There is some truth to that. And intelligent people definitely don't do politics.
No, absolutely not. And it also says a lot about a person that wants to be president. Like anybody who wants to be the president of the United States is like, okay, well, you're going to tell me this person doesn't have any sort of narcissism at all?
You know what's so it's funny too, because I'm gonna fucking profile again. I'm gonna sit on my high horse. So when I do go on Facebook, which isn't very often, I see the super liberal side of things.
Yeah.
Or I see the conservative side of things. And on my Facebook, as a Massachusetts resident, born and raised here, still live here, so mostly Massachusetts residents.
Begrudgingly.
So of other Massachusetts residents that start to, defend that conservative side, my lord, it is from a very, very unintelligent side of things.
Yeah.
Like, again, so let's just profile. In general, it's usually someone who didn't get through high school or barely got through high school, potentially through the Vogue.
Yep.
It's someone who actually, I think in 3 cases, is a former drug addict or has served jail time.
Okay. All right.
Which, again, doesn't make them bad people.
Yeah.
I'm just profiling.
This is just anecdotal. This is what you're seeing on your Facebook timeline.
I'm just discriminating.
Yeah.
And the takes don't make any fucking sense.
No.
So that's usually what you're seeing when you do politics.
Yeah.
Especially around these parts.
Yeah. And it's really unfortunate because it truthfully goes on both sides. Because then when you see someone that is extreme liberal, they typically do have a little bit more education, but they lack any semblance of like intelligent conversation, rationality. They immediately go to Trump's a terrorist. He's a domestic terrorist. And
he's a racist.
Yeah, it's like, can we have an actual conversation? Well, do you hate Donald Trump? Well, I hate his person, but his policy. No, I can't talk to you. You're a piece of shit. You're a racist. Like, what? So we can't have a civil conversation? No, you don't agree with me, so we can't talk. Well, it's like, well, that's how people grow. You have to like have a conversation with someone that doesn't believe the exact same thing as you all the time. So then you can see another perspective and maybe, hold on, change your mind. Maybe you
Not
can
anymore.
Maybe
That's
you can
gone.
change your opinions.
That's gone.
Like,
no, there is none of that anymore.
Yeah. Like how many times, I bet you if you go back on this show, I mean, I won't speak for you, but I know for me at least, like you can go back and look at everything I've said over all 220 something episodes we've got, that I'm sure I've said stupid shit that if you go back and say, see, you said this on this date in 2018. And I'd be like, well, yeah, I don't believe that anymore because I learned this other information. Like I learned this and now I believe this. So I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. I changed my opinions because I grew and I learned more information. You're allowed to do that, but like not to these people. You're all in on one side all the time and you can never change. And if you start to show any sort of change, you're a traitor. You're a traitor to the team.
Yeah, or you're flip-flopping or hypocritical.
Yeah. And it's like,
it is hard though, because as someone who's always right, and I don't speak unless I'm right, it's hard to like, do that. Like it is hard to change your mind because, I'm always right.
Right.
I don't say things unless I'm right. And even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
Yeah.
That's what I tell the kids at work.
It's a burden. It's a burden to be always right.
It's actually not that hard. It comes natural. Just right all the time.
There's I forget what it's called, but if Tony, if he's listening right now or watching, he watches on YouTube. He's once told me about this thing. I think he said it on the podcast, the episode he was on, that there's the theory or hypothesis, whatever it's called, that not everything you believe is correct. So there's at least one thing that you believe that is wrong. And it's always like the search of what you believe in that's wrong. And I feel like now more than ever, like people need to know about that. Like I should fucking Google it and look it up. Somewhere Tony is watching on his fucking computer screen or laptop or whatever and yelling at me like, hey, it's called this, you stupid dickhead. But I don't even know what I would Google. Theory that one thing you believe is
I mean, that would be somewhere to start.
The illusory... No, that's not it. This is called the illusory truth effect. That's not true. See what I did there? I didn't even do that on purpose. That's a pun. The illusory truth effect is something to believe. You believe false information after seeing it over and over and over again. So that's like you just believe what you want to believe. Shit. I don't know what the actual theory is. But there is something out there that's called something that it's at least one thing you believe in is wrong, because it's statistically impossible for you to be right about everything.
No, it's not.
Well,
it's
except
not
for
statistically
you.
impossible. I'm telling you.
It's implausible. There we go.
It's rare. It's rare.
It's statistically implausible.
It's hard to pull off. Takes a certain level of douchebaggery to be able to do it.
Yeah. So the one thing too is Trump went on a pardon rampage last night, and I guess he pardoned like 140 people or something, or over 100 people last night in his last night in office. And unfortunately, neither Julian Assange nor Edward Snowden were a part of that. And I think he dropped the ball. I think he should have at least pardoned Snowden, because Snowden was right. So I get like if Assange, because Assange is the guy that started WikiLeaks. So like there's a broad scope there. So if you don't want to get into that mess, that's fine. But Snowden just gave information from the NSA to Assange. And he was right. So the big thing for me is like, Assange has hosted things that may not be right, maybe conspiracy, maybe whatever, over the entire broad scope of his website. But the one piece that Snowden provided was correct. Like, it wasn't like he made it up. Like, he had actual information from the NSA and the United States government, and he just shared that information. So I think Snowden should be pardoned, or should have been. I think Trump dropped the ball there. And I know like people are going to come at me like, well, he committed treason, he gave whatever. And maybe this is a situation where I reserve the right to maybe change my mind in the future, because I don't know enough information right now. But I don't think any of the information he released put like American lives at risk. Because, you know, like sometimes people release information from the government and it has like our secret agents that are in this country at this location and this is their name. You like that stuff. That's not cool. Now you're putting lives in danger, and that's fucked up. But if all he did was release information that showed that the government was spying on us, okay, well, he just confirmed a conspiracy theory, and now that's no longer conspiracy. That's true. We know that all the fucking, like, the government tracks our shit all the time. So again, like, I don't know enough information about Snowden, but from the little bit that I do, I think he probably should have been pardoned. I don't know. I think that's it for stupid fucking politics bullshit, maybe.
One thing.
Yeah.
There's a massive security risk entering the White House.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. Yeah, good call.
Joe Biden's Peloton.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely story, actually, because every morning him and Jill fight over who's going to hop on first.
Because
you know,
they're like real people like us.
Because, you know, the Biden family can only afford one Peloton.
Yeah.
My fucking coworker, both of my coworkers have Pelotons,
Yeah.
but the Biden family can only have one, so they can have that little playful interaction every morning. Like, I'm gonna hop on it first. Nope, I'm gonna beat you there.
Yeah.
And then 65 minutes later, Joe Biden actually gets to the Peloton.
Yeah.
So that's a process from breakfast to the walk to the Peloton. She can probably leave the table, go get an entire ride in, and by the time he actually gets to the bike,
By the time he remembers what room the bike is in.
then she's already done.
Yeah.
Bike's clean, whatever, and then Joe can have it.
Yeah, can you imagine that? He's so going to get lost in the White House. I think there's something like 134 rooms or some weird, like, there's like over 120 rooms in the White House. There is no fucking way he doesn't get lost in there like almost daily.
Isn't there always someone like?
I mean, he
around?
he has his personal, like,
I mean, if he gets
Secret
up and
Service,
wanders in the
but-
middle of the night, but
yeah.
still, I figure they have somebody.
I mean, once that dementia starts to kick in hard, you know, if he doesn't die in March like we predicted, you know, he might do that. He might wake up at 2:00 in the morning and go for a wander, and then they find him underneath the dining room table in the Lincoln room or something. He's under the Lincoln bed. Thinks he's playing hide and seek at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but the security experts are concerned.
Yeah.
The Peloton will might have a cybersecurity risk.
Yeah. I don't like this is great. That's awesome.
Imagine that country has to go to war because the fucking Peloton got hacked.
Yeah. I don't even know how you would do that. I mean, I'm not a computer guy, but
I was gonna say, are you a computer hacker?
no.
Well, that might explain why you don't even know how you would do
does
that.
the Peloton, I would assume the Peloton would connect to Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, here's a strange concept. Couldn't you just create a separate Wi-Fi to connect the Peloton to?
I'm sorry. Are you an internet expert or a tech support expert?
I'm not. I almost was.
Yeah.
For a brief moment. But I don't know, like, do you really think, like, all of the shit that is kept in the White House around there, do you think that they all share the same Wi-Fi connection? I would fucking hope not.
What do you think the password is?
Washington 1.
Biden rules.
Comcast sucks.
Trump's gonna change the password and not tell him. He's gonna take the picture down where it's like the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah. Yeah, but like there's no way they just have one Wi-Fi connection for that whole fucking place. Like there has to be multiple different connections because you have like seriously sensitive information. Like you're going to have like the president's computer on the same network as like the dickhead who works for like the press. Like in the press room. Like there's no fucking way. Like you have to have different Wi-Fi connections. So why can't you just make a different one for the Peloton?
Dude, this is a legit cybersecurity risk.
Yeah.
This is very fucking concerning.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrifying. We can't allow the president to have a Peloton.
Biden or his fucking wife might start giving out trade secrets during the workout.
Yeah.
When they get on with Eric, because they really like Eric, the instructor. Eric's gonna be like, "Hey, so what's going on?" He'll be like, "I don't know. I think we're going to nuke North Korea tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then Eric's gonna go and fucking leak that info, and then he'll become the new Snowden.
Yeah.
And all Eric was trying to do was just run his class.
Yep. Poor guy. Poor Eric.
Fucking sucks, man.
Should have went to Kate's class instead.
Yeah, or it's like, Biden's going to be on the bike, and because he's like, he has the mental capacity to do both, he'll probably like just start like spouting out like trade secrets. And then like, it's going to be like hacked, obviously.
Yeah.
Like China's going to hack his Peloton.
Yeah.
They probably made the fucking thing.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who knows? So, yeah, and then he'll be like talking about it, and then all of a sudden it's like hacked, and then like the whole world has it.
Yeah. That's why we need to get Führer Harris in there. Führer Harris will save us all.
Probably.
Yeah. She won't turn into martial law or anything. She won't start locking people up left and right like she's already done in the past in her state.
I still hold out hope that like martial law would be very difficult to pull off here.
Yeah. Well, especially for us, like we said before, like no one's coming to fucking East Street in Mansfield. Like no one's riding their fucking tank down our street.
No, but I'm just like even like putting in like a national, like a national real national martial law. Like I don't think that's going to go over well.
No. No, I don't think you can do that here because you have enough people.
Well, because you know what you would have to do? You'd have to start killing protesters.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen is people opposed to the lockdown are going to protest.
Oh, you know where they do that? China.
Weird.
You heard about the Hong Kong protests?
Actually, not really. They try to hide that info.
Yeah, they just fucking kill them.
Yep. So if you're not prepared to do that, you might as well not bother.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to say, too, there's enough people in the military that would be like, yeah, I'm not doing this. This is super uncomfortable. Like, I'm not going around, like, shooting my fellow countrymen.
Also, what are a lot of fucking military members going to lean?
Yeah.
They're going to lean away from that.
Right.
So.
There's also, what is it called? This I can Google. Protection from using military. It's like a Latin word. Posse comitatus. That's what it's called.
Like the insane clown posse?
Yeah. Exactly like that, actually. So posse comitatus is, it prevents the United States government from using the military to act on its own people.
Oh, that's easy then.
Yeah. There's ways around it. Like, technically, like, you could have, like, the FBI do stuff because I think the FBI is, like, private. It's not, like, a federal military. But it says, like, the federal government cannot wield the federal military against it. So what you would almost have to do is, like, I don't know, like, each governor would have to fucking just disperse, or what's the word? Dispense the National Guard in each state in order to do it. I don't know. There's some weird shit there.
Yeah, I'm sure that would go over well.
But posse comitatus does protect us from being attacked by the federal government, at least.
Also, I will put this out there. That's the same logic as Trump's going to take away all minority rights. Oh, Harris is going to put us under martial law. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It's exactly. It's the same argument. It's just a different side of the coin. Like,
yes.
You guys are both fucking idiots.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yes. So I posted this on Instagram the other day, but there was do you know Tim Dillon?
No.
He's a comedian. He actually is one of the few comedians that still lives out in LA. He hasn't left yet.
Why?
But he's absolutely fucking hilarious. He's like a big gay dude, and it was actually I was listening to the end of the episode this morning. But the opening like 15 minutes of the Tim Dillon Show, episode 235, is absolutely fucking hilarious. I was like pissing myself laughing listening to it in the car on the way home yesterday because he's got this big gripe right now against Airbnb because Airbnb kicked him off the platform. So he, like, the gist of the story is, and hearing him tell it is what makes it so funny because he's a fucking comedian. So he's funny. And he goes, so I rented an Airbnb when I went to wherever he went. And they charged me in the price a $400 cleaning fee. So he goes, I don't know, I see that, and you're going to charge me $400 to clean this place? One, it's not that nice. And he starts ripping on like the furniture sucks and all that shit. And he goes, so you know what? When I made dinner, I left the dirty dishes in the sink because, I don't know, $400 to clean the whole place? Like,
paying for it.
I'm paying for it. Like, that includes the price of you cleaning my dishes. So apparently what had happened was, and he rented it. So he is a gay man. He's a white gay man. And he rented this apartment, Airbnb, whatever it was, from two lesbian women. And they reached out to him afterwards, and they were like, oh, hey, just wanted to say, like, please leave us a 5-star review. Like, we enjoyed having you, whatever, like all that shit. And he goes, okay. And again, this is him telling the story. And he goes, I'm not one to take away anyone's business. It doesn't matter that your furniture sucked. Like, it was like in a fucking museum. Like, it's not real furniture. Like, your shit's made out of fucking cement. Like, he's saying all this shit going on. And he goes, you know what? It's not my job to take away your business. I'll let other people find out that your apartment sucks, just like I found out. So I'll leave you the 5 stars. So he did. But they then turned around and trashed him on as a stayer of Airbnb, as a user, and gave him like 1 star and said that he left the place a mess. They said he destroyed a cactus. And he goes on and he goes, how in the fuck do you destroy a cactus? And he goes, do I sit there and pull it apart piece by piece while my hands are bleeding from the needles? Did I try and sit on it? Like, is that what I like to do? I like to sit on cacti and just break it? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, I broke your cactus. He goes, I walked in the door and that thing looked like shit. So he just like goes off, and then he said they texted him, like, because they had texted him before about leaving 5 stars. So he texted them back and goes, hey, I saw your review. It would be a terrible thing if something were to happen to your house. I hope it doesn't, but it would be really bad if it did. So one of the ladies responds and goes, are you threatening me? And he goes, no, I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying it would be a terrible occurrence if something were to happen to your house. And he sends a GIF of the Simpsons house that's on fire. So they reported that to Airbnb. And Airbnb kicked him off the platform. So they clearly don't know who he is. Like, he's a very successful comedian with a podcast that has hundreds of thousands of downloads per episode. Like, he's pretty fucking famous. And he was like fucking with them, but they thought he was actually threatening to burn their house down. So they I'm
gonna side with them, especially if you don't know who he is.
Right.
And then someone sends that.
He is also a bit of a provocateur. That's what he does. Like, if you listen to his podcast and you hear his stand-up, like, he's a slight conspiracy theorist, and he's a provocateur. Like, he enjoys that type of comedy. But he fucks with people,
which I can respect.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, like, if I was the Airbnb person.
Yeah.
And someone sent that to me,
yeah,
I would assume that they're going to try to burn the house down.
So his 15-minute rant to open up the episode 235 is him going through the entire story. And then he goes, you know what? I fucking hate you. He goes, I hate you both, you fucking cunts. And he goes, you know what? I can hate you because of what you did to me and not because you're lesbians. And he goes on like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, you munch each other's box, you do this. And he goes, I can hate you for who you are because I'm a gay man. And it has nothing to do with me hating you because you're gay, because I'm gay. And he just fucking leans into it and he just goes, and I shit you not, I was dying laughing, like, for 15 minutes of this fucking episode of him explaining everything and why he hates them. So then he goes on and he goes, do you really think this is going to stop me? And he goes, I'll create a fake Airbnb account. Or, hey, guess what? I have friends and I have people that listen to this show. We will find your house and we will rent it again. And I'm going to do a live fucking podcast from your house. And I'm going to take pictures in your shitty fucking kitchen. And I'm going to take a picture of me taking a shit on your toilet. And he goes, it won't be soon because it's too close. But a time when you think this is all blown over and you least expect it, I'm going to rent your Airbnb again. And I'm doing a live fucking podcast from your house.
We will have sex again in your Prius.
Yeah. So he just goes on and on and on about that. And I was like, this is amazing. This is why I love Tim Dillon. He's great to follow on Twitter too. He's so fucking funny. And I wanted to share that because I think everyone needs to listen to the first 15 minutes of that episode because it's a great listen and it's great fun. I mean, the whole episode is great, but if you only have 15 minutes and you don't want to listen to a whole fucking podcast, the opening 15 is where it's at. That's fucking pure gold. But like, imagine that, like you're just fucking, you're so famous, but you're not that famous where everyone knows who you are.
Well, that's the thing. Like, again, you know, if until we spoke today, if someone named Tim Dillon like rented my Airbnb, I'd have no clue.
Right.
I'd have no idea that he was joking.
Right. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to your house. I hope it doesn't, but it would be a real shame.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that a threat? No, I'm not threatening you at all. I'm just saying it would be terrible if something happened to your house.
Yeah, that's skirting with it.
So he's no longer on Airbnb.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and he goes, I'll just have my friends rent places for me now. Or go to VRBO or Verbo, whatever the fuck it's called. That's like our burner account. when we book like guys' weekend vacations, we book it through Verbo. Because no one wants to risk losing their Airbnb because we're a bunch of fucking shitheads.
Is it normal for Airbnb to charge cleaning fees beforehand?
Yeah. So that was part of the thing he also went into too. And he goes, if you want to charge a cleaning fee, fine. Like, charge what you want. But where do you get off charging $400 for a cleaning fee? And he goes, don't come at me with this COVID bullshit. And that was part of his rant too. And he goes, how is COVID cleaning different than regular cleaning? He goes, it's not. It's the same fucking thing.
That or you weren't cleaning very hard before.
Exactly. COVID cleaning is the same as regular cleaning. You're disinfecting everything. Like, there's no special thing you do to clean for COVID. So to charge $400, and he goes, yeah, I left my fucking dishes in the sink. You can clean my dishes. Fuck you. You charging me $400 for a cleaning fee. Because normally, like around here, between Massachusetts, New Hampshire, that area, I don't know, you might get hit with like an $80 cleaning fee, something like that. Like, it's very rarely over $100. And it tells you beforehand, like it gives you the price breakdown.
Yeah.
And any place that has like $150 cleaning fee, I just won't book it.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's dirt cheap, like unless they're charging me like $80 a night, like, cool. You want to charge me $150 to clean? Sure. Like, whatever. Because it all evens out in the wash, you know, like it would be like $120 a night, which is still fucking cheap. So it's things like that. Like, you just don't book it. But a $400 cleaning fee is egregious. It's almost like people are looking to make more money now in COVID. Like, well, we have to clean the house because of COVID. Well, it's like, well, you're going to clean the house anyway, weren't you? So if your cleaning fee was $150 before, why is it $400 now?
Could be a run on cleaners.
Yeah, who knows?
You need more cleaners now. It takes longer to do each house.
Yeah, could be it.
Got to do that like electrostatic.
Oh yeah, the wand thing, that stupid fucking thing. So that was pretty great. And also, I don't know if we talked about this, but the Pebble Beach Pro-Am
is just the pro.
Is just the pro now. They got rid of the amateurs, and so part of it was I saw a tweet, so I can't attribute this to actual what's going on, what happened, but I also wouldn't put it past him. But there was a tweet that said Gavin Newsom was the one that was behind it or was a driving force. Obviously, the PGA makes the final call, but Gavin Newsom said that amateurs are at a higher risk of COVID. So that's why they're not allowed at the Pro-Am. So there was like a bunch of shit, like people, I saw like a bunch of posts that came out afterwards, like, oh, good thing COVID knows not to fuck with professional golfers.
So I don't like to give this guy any credit, right? Because I think he's the biggest asshole in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's still an asshole and probably misworded, but he's not technically wrong because the PGA Tour players are tested every week at every event. Mm-hmm. Now, you can test all the amateurs before,
Right.
which would neutralize the issue. Because before you step on the grounds, you're supposed to get tested,
Right.
PGA Tour, whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if they don't think they can get the amateurs tested or they just don't want to.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But unless you're, yeah, but like if you're gonna test them all, like again, I guess you could say it's like you don't know what they're showing up with,
Right.
but they're not allowed on the grounds until they get tested.
Yeah.
Whereas the professionals were tested last week, typically, if they played.
Right. Right.
So misworded, but I don't know. You just test everybody, and then it's not an issue.
Right. Like, I don't know why you just can't test everybody.
I don't know. Whatever.
And like, I know.
Just say you're trying to limit how many people go.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Right. And
Because that's the other thing with the Pro-Am, they have so many golfers because they play in fours that they put it on 3 courses.
yeah.
So I assume you can probably put them in pairs and do the same thing
Yeah.
because it'd be the same amount of groups.
Yeah.
But
And I don't know the full list of amateurs, but I mean, I feel like a lot of them are also pro athletes that have been tested. Like I know Steph Curry goes.
no, he doesn't because it's in season.
Oh, okay.
But like usually like a quarterback that's been eliminated plays.
Right. Right. Like Tony Romo will play.
Peyton Manning, Tony Romo, like Brady Belichick have played before.
Mm-hmm. Larry Fitzgerald was actually
Larry
nasty.
Fitzgerald won last year.
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually the week after the Super Bowl. Yeah, so it's the week after the Super Bowl. So like NFL players are
Yeah.
there. Justin Timberlake's usually there. Carlton's usually there. Like
Yeah.
it's really not that hard to test these people.
Right. And it's not true amateurs. Like it's not you and I there. Like these people have money, so they can get fucking tested.
Yes, it's not cheap to play in this thing.
Right. Right. So I don't know. I just think it's stupid, and I love that everyone was ripping on Newsom for this. Like I said, I don't even know if he actually made the statement. Like it was just based off of a tweet that I saw that someone said Newsom said amateurs are at higher risk, and then after that, like I read the comments, like I usually like to do. People are just ripping on this guy, which at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what he pushes for. It's PGA. It's the PGA has the final call. So if anything, you go after the PGA for removing the amateurs.
Kinda, because unfortunately the states.
I mean, they can say like either do this or we're not going to allow the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it actually is on the state.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if the state gives you free reign and then the PGA Tour goes, again, I don't know if it's been an official statement, but the PGA could just say it's like, hey, this year we're just going to go without the amateurs to limit field size.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, that sucks, but
Yeah.
it is.
It's also like, it's always stupid shit like that. Like, why do people have to try and make things more complicated than they actually are? Like, I forget what we talked about on the last episode, but it was
Polo.
Polo. Yeah. Ralph Lauren with JT. Like, just keep it fucking simple. Like, if you want to come out and say, like, hey, we're eliminating the amateurs from this event to limit field size. All right, cool. That sucks, but I get it. Instead, they have to come out and do this whole fucking dog and pony show. It's like, you guys are fucking assholes. Just keep it simple. Like, just be straightforward and honest, and don't always try and put a fucking spin on like, why does everything have to get spun?
I don't know. Everything's fucking just dumb.
Yeah. Everything is dumb. Everything is useless, worthless. Every day is the worst day. What is it? Every day is worse than the day before, and it's never getting any better.
Yes. Dumbest time to be alive.
Yeah. And it's actually, speaking of that, there's sad news. We forgot to bring this up in the last episode, but remember Sigfreid and Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. It's a national tragedy. So I had no idea that Roy died this last May. That was the guy that got his like fucking face chewed off and like back ripped apart by the fucking tiger. Remember that back in the day?
I always get them confused with fucking Simon and Garfunkel. I was like, which one did the tiger eat?
Yeah, so Roy was the guy that got attacked by the tiger. He got fucked up, but he survived that. He died in May, and I don't remember talking about it, but he died in May at 75 years old. Do you want to know what he died from?
COVID.
Complications of COVID. So he survived a tiger attack, but he succumbed to complications from COVID.
Yeah.
For 75 years old. So Sigfreid just died last week, and he was 81 years old, and he died from terminal pancreatic cancer.
That's called COVID now.
Yeah, but retroactively, we go back and change that to COVID.
Yep.
So Sigfreid and Roy were both killed by COVID. See, guys, COVID is bad.
Yep.
We need to keep staying inside like in perpetuity.
Forever.
We can never go back outside ever again because Sigfreid and Roy both died from COVID. This is bad. This is super dangerous. So yeah, it's sad news. National tragedy. These guys were national treasures. Playing with their fucking tigers. Do you remember when after Roy got attacked by the tiger, he came out and said like, "Oh, it was my fault." And and everyone was like, "What? What do you mean it's your fault? Like, that thing is a fucking tiger. Like, maybe it's your fault for getting into that business, for fucking playing around with tigers, but like, I'm pretty sure that thing is a wild animal and it weighs like 900 pounds.
So I will always side. I will always side with the wild animal. If you fuck around with tigers, you might get fucking bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or eaten or something.
Yep.
So yes, if you're gonna hang out with tigers, it's not the tiger's fault when it fucking turns.
Yeah.
It's a tiger.
Right. But so
I can't believe this lion fucking ate my leg off.
Yeah.
You
but
can't believe?
In the moment, he tried to say like it was his fault that the tiger did that. But what realistically, it's like, no, it's your fault for fucking around with tigers. Like, it's not the tiger's fault that he just decided to fucking eat you, because that's what tigers do. Hey, guess what? Tiger's going to do tiger shit.
I can't believe this fucking donkey kicked me right in the fucking head.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Mule kick.
Yeah. So I remember that when everyone was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I will always side with the animal.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to wrap this up about that time?
We can wrap this up. So WandaVision came out on Friday.
Yes, it did.
2 episodes.
Yep.
Here is my recommendation. If you want to watch it, wait.
Wait for them all to come out.
Did you watch it?
Yep.
Okay, so you actually watched it.
Yeah.
Wait for them all and binge them, because the first 2 episodes came out, and as 2 standalone episodes, they're underwhelming.
The first one was very much not good.
I don't know.
The second one was slightly better. Still not great though.
I just don't know like what's coming of the show.
Yeah.
Which makes people think it's not very good, because I've seen people crushing it.
Yeah. So I read a little bit before it came out a couple weeks ago, and each episode, so I knew going in, but each episode is supposed to mimic a famous sitcom from the past. So I think the first episode was supposed to be like I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And then the second episode was Bewitched. And then I don't know where it's going to go from there, but they did say that one of the episodes is supposed to mimic Full House. So it's each one goes through, and it goes through like decades. So this doesn't really give anything away, so it's not really a spoiler, but the first 2 episodes are pretty much black and white, but at the end of the second episode, things change to color.
Yeah.
So I think now it's going to go, I don't know when I Love Lucy and Bewitched were on, but I would assume it's probably like the 60s. So I think now we're going to move into like the 70s and whatever's next from there. So like each episode, like they all flow, like they're all connected, like it's a continuous arc, but each episode has like a motif of like a different sitcom from the past. Because I do remember they said the Full House episode, they said no one realized how weird it was for Elizabeth Olsen until like they stepped on set and they saw like pictures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, and they were like, oh shit, those are your sisters. Like they had like made this plan. Like I read the article and it said they had made this plan for like each episode to be a different thing, and Full House was one of them. And it wasn't until they stepped on set when they were like, oh shit, like this is weird for you, isn't it? And she was like, yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. They just didn't realize Elizabeth Olsen is the younger sister of Mary-Kate and
These
Ashley.
massive fucking production studios, and no one could figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't like run down a list of every what each episode is supposed to mimic, but you kind of figure it out as you go. The only one they actually said in the article was Full House. So I'm just guessing that after watching the episode and how it went, that the first one was I Love Lucy and the second one was Bewitched. Just of like how the things happened in there. So I don't know. I agree. It's underwhelming. I hope it gets better.
I feel like, I don't know, because I mean, it can start slow and that's fine,
Yeah.
but it's hard to judge based on those first two episodes. And I know now it's like, it's really difficult to watch a TV show without watching it all the way through.
Yeah.
Like TV shows used to be like this.
Yeah. You used to have to wait a week to
Yeah.
see what happens next.
But I mean, because that's the thing, is like if this was just a TV show from back, like even in like early 2000s, 90s, whatever, I don't think it would have got past the pilot.
Yeah.
But it's Marvel, so it has a reputation. People are
Right.
going to watch it anyway.
Right.
It's built in like enough mystique where it's like, well, where's this going?
Right. Right.
But if it was just like a standalone show, it's like, oh, wow, no, does not get past the pilot.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
No. The other thing too is like they already like all the episodes are done. Like the show is done. Like it's already been recorded. They're just choosing to release it one by one.
Which again is how TV shows used to be.
right. Right.
But like but with The Mandalorian, each episode followed like, it's like, okay, so, you know, we have our premise, we have something that happened, cliffhanger.
Right.
That's how The Mandalorian went. This is not like that.
No.
There's nothing like really compelling you to want to actively watch outside of the I guess the only cliffhanger is, where is this going?
Right. Right. Yeah. So like you said, I totally agree. If you really want to watch this and you haven't already, wait for them all to come out and just binge it, because hopefully it'll make more sense. The interesting thing though too is, and again, so I admittedly I did read a lot about this before it came out, so I knew what to look for and what to expect going in. But the commercials are important. So they put in like fake commercials because it's supposed to be, again, you're supposed to be like watching an old sitcom-y show. But the commercials are important. You're supposed to pay attention to those. That's what I read in the article, because they're supposed to like allude to certain things that are coming out. So I will say this, spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1, go fuck yourself. Did you, and I think it was the second episode, the commercial for the watch.
I don't know if I was paying attention enough.
There was a commercial for a certain type of watch or whatever, and there was an emblem like on the face of the watch, like behind the hands and all that shit, and it was the Hydra symbol. So,
Yeah, actually, you know what? I actually need to rescind previous statement. Episode 1 does have they actually both have cliffhangers at the end, because there's or cliffhangers in each one, because they're at the end of the first episode, and we're still in spoiler mode. There's the guy behind the computer.
right.
And then in the second episode, there's communication through a radio.
Yes.
So something's happening. but it's not enough of a cliffhanger to keep you compelled to actually watch, because I don't think there's any real action.
Right. So what I had said to Amy was my theory is that this whole thing is taking place
Current day, perhaps.
Yeah, so my whole thought is that Wanda was captured by Hydra, and they're like trying to go through her memory and like figure things out. But even that, like the timelines don't make sense because Hydra was effectively eradicated after Civil War, and we didn't meet Wanda until Ultron. No, Ultron came out before Civil War. Yeah, so
this is supposed to. So this is
because for Vision to be in there.
We know this. This is supposed to take place after Endgame,
which also doesn't make sense to me then because Vision's dead.
Is he though? Because don't they go back and fix everything? Because this is what Michaela asked me. She goes, didn't he die? I was like, yes. Except 2 things happened. One is everyone came back in Endgame. Mm-hmm. I kind of forget if he was there, but I genuinely don't remember.
I feel like he wasn't.
He wasn't. Okay.
Because the stone is involved in the whole process, and he was the stone.
Yes.
Because it's the same idea to why Black Widow's gone. So I think Vision and Black Widow are just donezo.
Well, the only thing with Vision, and I don't know the answer, is when Rogers put everything back into its original timeline, does that fix Vision?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That would be sloppy writing. That's a beer fest move. That's literally like you kill off landfill and then bring back landfill.
Yeah, so but either way, it's supposed to take place after Endgame, but these 2 didn't know each other back. They weren't even fucking alive back in the eras that we're talking. I don't know. So it's going to be.
Because then also my thing too is why is the Hydra there? Like why was the Hydra symbol there? So Hydra wasn't like eradicated or whatever. So
my other thing too is if they're going back through her memories and whatever, that sounds an awful lot like the beginning of Captain Marvel. Please tell me that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Like literally same plot.
Yeah. We're getting into like plot recycling and sloppy writing and things like that. Like if this is true, we don't know what is going on yet.
Well, with my vast media production,
yeah.
I mean, I took video production in high school.
Oh yeah, so you're qualified.
Yeah, so I'm qualified. Qualified credentialed. I just choose not to, work for a major studio. It's just beneath me. I can't imagine it's going to be that simple. Because if we're sitting here saying that's dumb, I really fucking hope someone else sits there and goes, yeah, no, that is dumb.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be their job.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just worry. Because like I had said before, I'm worried that this new phase, what is this now, phase 5?
I think we're in... I don't know.
I think it's phase 5. That it's not going to be that good. Like I'm on record saying this before. Like I think there's going to be a drop off. But they're also switching up what they're doing. So now they're including series. So WandaVision is a series. Winter Soldier and the Falcon is going to be a series.
Loki
is a series. Like the only movies they're putting out, I think, is like the Eternals, the Black Widow one, and
no, there's a lot of movies. Like there's actually a decent amount of movies in Phase 5.
Yeah,
because it's like Fantastic Four. We already went through this. Spider-Man,
right.
Doctor Strange 2. Mm-hmm. There's also rumors that Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America.
Yeah, I think that was false.
Okay, fine.
Because I think he tweeted out and goes, "Oh, that's news to me."
Yeah, but I don't again. There's gonna be like another Thor movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're gonna have to get creative though, because you're not gonna be able just to rely on. Oh well, let's just go have Captain America just kick some ass.
Right.
Can't rely on that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I guess. But so my final thought is, this is funny. I wrote this down the other day in the heat of the moment. I guess I'll run with it. I'm since not as angry as I was when I wrote this down, but I wrote it down because I wanted to bring it up on the show and just bitch and vent because that's what I like to do. So my final thought is, I don't know how much more I have to do to make it universally aware that when I'm at the gym, stay the fuck away from me, like, unless I'm talking to you. Like, unless I go to you, or like, so my thing is, like, when I go in the gym, like, I actually have a plan now. Like, we're doing another Whoop challenge. Like, I'm in go mode. Like, I'm actually, like, working pretty hard. Like, I'm doing fucking conditioning again at the end of my workouts because I'm a fucking loser. But it's all like, it's another Whoop challenge. I'm trying to lose more weight. It's a weight loss Whoop challenge this time. So, you know, we're going, like, I'm in the gym now to actually work. Like, I don't go to the gym to socialize and fucking hang out. Like, I'm there to get something done. So when I walk in the gym and I put my headphones in, typically when you see someone with headphones in at the gym, like, are you going to go over and try and talk to them?
Not unless I need to.
Right, exactly. Not unless, like, it's something pressing.
Like, hey, hurry the fuck up.
So the other day I walk into the gym and I get in and I go over to a squat rack and I start setting up and I start doing whatever. And someone at the gym, who shall remain nameless, although you know exactly who I'm talking about,
Benedict fucking Arnold,
turns to me and goes, "Hey, talk to this guy." And I heard him and I tried to ignore it and play it off as I walked in, because there was another kid, nice kid. I've talked to him a little bit before.
Talks too much.
Yeah, likes to talk. He's on the platform and he's trying to do hang cleans or whatever and all this shit. So I heard the guy say, "Oh, this is the guy you need to talk to." And I go, "Nope, don't turn your head. Don't even acknowledge it. Your headphones are already in. Pretend they're
playing."
Yeah, because my music wasn't on yet. And I was like, pretend like they're on. Pretend like you can't hear anything. Just keep walking. Don't acknowledge anyone's existence. Just go. And I heard him keep saying, like, "This is the guy you need to talk to. You got to come talk to this guy." And I heard him be like, "Oh, what's his name?" He goes, "Oh, it's Jared." So he goes, "Hey, Jared." And I'm like, "Fuck." So I turn around, I take my headphone out, like, still pretending like the music is there. And he goes, "Hey, can you talk to this kid about, helping him with his cleans?" And I go, "What?" And he goes, yeah. I told him, like, you can help him, you can coach him, and you can get all this done. And I go, "No, I can't." And I think my exact words were like, "I don't know, maybe back in the day, but, like, not anymore. Like, I don't do that anymore." And he goes, well, yeah, I mean, you used to though. Like, can you help him with his cleans? Like, can you watch him? And I go, I mean, not right now. And the kid, again, nice kid, but he turns to me and he goes, "Oh, you ever watch any of the Chinese weightlifting videos?" And I'm like, here we fucking go. And I turn and I go, "Yeah, I have." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be able to, like, hang clean like 500 pounds. And I look right at him and I go, didn't even ask how old he was. I don't care. I look right at him and I go, "Yeah, if you want to do that, you should have started 20 years ago." Like, he could be 18 years old for all I know. But
No.
I know he seems a little bit older. Yeah. But I go, "You want to do that, you should have started 20 years ago." And then I turn around and walk back to the squat rack. Like, a huge fucking dick move. But, like, I am going to the gym to work out. I'm not going there to coach someone. Leave me the fuck alone, and don't try and talk to me into coaching someone else that's there. If someone really needs help and I'm not doing anything, like, if you had a group and there was some kid trying to do cleans and he just couldn't fucking figure it out, and you came over and you were like, even if this is the difference here, if you came over and you were like, "Hey man, do you have a minute?" I would either say yes or no. And if I said yes, and you were like, I'm banging my fucking head against the wall, "Can you look at this kid and see, like, if you can find anything?" "Yeah, sure, no problem." Yeah, exactly. Or if I don't have time, I'll be like, "Give me 10 minutes to finish what I'm doing, and then I'll go over." Don't walk over to me immediately and say, "You need to talk to this kid. Hey, he can coach you and he can get you to do whatever." No. Get the fuck away from me. I'm at the gym to be at the gym. I'm not there to work. I'm not there to coach. And if I was, like, I would go in with that mindset. You know what I mean? Like, not every second of every fucking interaction is a potential business opportunity. Because I know that's how he looks at shit too. Like, oh, it's a business opportunity. Maybe you can coach him and make some money. No, guess what? I don't care. I don't need
coach anymore.
I don't need his money, and I don't coach anymore. If you, like I said, if you need a favor, like you're trying to work with the kid and you can't fucking figure something out, or you don't know why he's doing, you have a question you want to ask, sure, I'll go right ahead. But I am not going out of my way to coach one person for one thing.
You know what I would equate that to being equal to? Because some people are going to look at it like, oh, well, just help them. It's like, well, okay. It would be the equivalent of me being on the driving range and I'm looking at someone who's practicing and then I see someone who's struggling. And it's like, oh man, struggling to hit it. Hey, let me, hey, Pat, why don't you come on over here and help Mello out? He's struggling to hit the ball. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm practicing.
Right. That's exactly. That's a perfect
it's
comparison.
Like, okay. And so you used to coach weightlifting, but like you don't do it anymore. It's been 5 fucking years.
Right.
It's like, okay, yeah. It's like, could you coach them? Sure, but you don't fucking do that anymore.
Right. Right.
And it's like, yeah. It's like, think about anything.
Right.
Where someone's in the middle of something and you just pull them over. But so that's the thing though. When you're talking about fucking Prince Philip or whatever. Hey, Philip. It's everything's super happy fun time. Like, hey, like whatever. And that's just kind of how it operates. So because I actually thought you were going with the deadlift story.
Oh yeah, no. He's slowly moving
figure.
Up my shit list.
Well, so here's the thing with the deadlift story. Because you told me.
I almost fucking knocked him out.
I know you did. And in my head I go, don't say anything. Just let him be. I go, it's a fair point to be annoyed, but it was a lot.
Yeah, no, I recognize that.
Because
but it's all heat of the moment stuff.
It is heat of the moment stuff, but also it comes from a background of where lifting used to be very serious for you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit less serious now. Sure, we want our kids doing things the right way. We want them progressing. We want them, like appropriately adding weight, appropriately moving on, like whatever.
Yeah.
But we do look at it like it's not the end all be all.
Right.
Which is whatever.
Right.
And I know for a fact that fucking Harry,
Prince Harry,
doesn't fucking view it at all that way.
No.
Never has.
Right.
Doesn't even know that people look at it that way.
Right.
Therefore, I was like, I thought we were going with that. I was going to be like, all right, well, let me fucking pull you back to the middle.
Yeah.
Because annoyed, yes, but getting as hot as you were.
Yeah. So for those that
turn
don't
it
know,
back down from
for
11.
those that don't know, which is everyone. There's a separate scenario with the same individual. Last week, I'm going for my last set of deadlifts. It was like 130 kilos, which I don't even know. That's 262 pounds or something. 265 pounds.
282.
282. Yeah. My math is off from what it used to be. So I was ready to go on my last set, which is, it's whatever. It is what it is. If you've been to the gym and you get weightlifting, you know your last set, it's a 5-3-1 program, so it was a plus. It was 5+. So you have to get at least 5, and you just keep going until fail. So I'm about to walk up to the bar, and like I've said on the show before, like when I'm in the gym and I'm about to like lift weight, like sometimes you gotta, like for me, like I gotta turn my brain into like, you need to fucking lift this or like the car is gonna fall on you and crush you. Like sometimes you gotta take your brain to a weird place in order to like get through some shit. And so I'm ready to go for my last set, and I'm standing on the platform, and said individual walks over in front of me, bends down and grabs the bar and like does a little dance like he's about to lift the weight. And my immediate reaction, I didn't say anything, but my immediate reaction was, if you're ever going to fucking step in front of me and touch my bar on the platform, 1, you better be ready to fucking go. And 2, you better outlift me. If I'm going to do that 10 times, you better do it fucking 11. And so I went up and I was so fucking mad, and I actually deadlifted it 10 times. On a 5+, I hit that weight for 10 reps. because
you
I
should
was
be
that
thanking him
mad.
for being that much of an idiot.
Yeah. But like after I did that, I for a split second, I wanted to walk over to him and say that. And say, if you ever fucking step in front of me again, you better be ready to go then, and you better be ready to outlift me. And if you don't touch my fucking bar and don't get in front of me. That's because, again, going back into my world, that is one of the most disrespectful things you can do to somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's about to lift and you walk up to their bar and fuck around with that. That's a big no.
Yeah, but that's the difference is he doesn't even know that.
Yeah.
One, he doesn't even know if that means anything.
Right.
Like even remember in weightlifting standing in front of someone?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even now.
Move. Get the fuck out of the way.
Even now, where do you coach from? The side or diagonally?
Yeah.
You don't fucking stand in front of someone.
Right.
But he doesn't have that background at all.
Right.
So he truthfully has no idea that it A is even a thing, or B would make you as mad as it made you.
Right.
And also, like, again, there aren't many people that are like that. Because, like, I'll go around and I'll just, like, kick people's bars, but I'm doing it to be a dick.
Yeah.
But also, I know who I'm doing it to.
Right.
And
You can also take a look at the weight in the bar. Like if he had done that when I was warming up and I had 70 kilos on the bar, it's not a problem.
yeah, I mean,
The only reason that made it a problem because it was my last set and it was 130 kilos.
yeah, the other thing, yeah. And again, so it's like the people around the gym, it's like, I'll do it to Jamie or I'll do it to Brandon. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to get super, again, I've been doing it to them for fucking years.
Right.
But it's just a little different. Again, we don't have anyone who's been like competitive before. And
Yeah.
there are like, certain things. It's like, again, if we're going to take it to him, it would be both situations would be the equivalent. Like if he was hitting like a bunch of drivers, like working on speed, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, hey, can you come do a free eval over here?
Yeah.
He's actually probably going to say no. He'll be like, I'll talk to you for 5 minutes, but like, here's my card.
Right.
And he's going to be annoyed.
Right.
Or it would be like, on the putting green and all of a sudden, like, your shadow's standing over his ball. It's like, dude, can you move your shadow? It's like,
Yeah.
is it a big deal? No, it's not in the grand scheme of things.
No.
But in the setting, it is a big deal.
Right.
Or like standing directly behind someone on the tee box.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, can you move? It's like, again, if you take what it is, which is standing behind someone.
Right. In a vacuum, not a big deal at all.
No, it's not, because it's like, well, that's not the reason you hit a bad shot, or it's not the reason you hit a good shot, but it's something you just don't do.
Right. Right.
So,
So-
that's the thing. He has no idea.
He's slowly moving up my shit list.
It's getting there, honestly, like just about everyone,
Yeah.
whether it's us, whether it's you, whether it's some of the people in there, like some of our clients, or even some of his own clients.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it just kind of is like seeming that way. Also, the two other coaches that, at the gym, they already didn't like him. Never really have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
but it all comes down to that. It all comes down to he wants to have the same, but isn't the same and doesn't even know what the same is, like in a way.
Yeah. Right. Like I'm also like you have to have situational awareness there too. Like some of the days like when Brandon comes in and he's got his headphones on and he's just going, like I'm not even going to say hi to him. But like when he's sitting on the bench and he pulls his headphones down around his neck, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Brandon? How you been? Like what's going on? How you doing?" Like it's not like one of those things where like when you're there to work, like you're there to work. Stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, like I fuck with Brandon all the time. But when he's like in there, headphones on, I don't go like, "Oh, headphones off."
Yeah.
Hey, you look like Jalen Ramsey today, which actually, so he did get his hair braided.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does act like he with the mask on,
Yeah.
eyes up, he genuinely looks like Jalen Ramsey. It's not just a black thing.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the other, like, I could have said, it's like, oh, Snoop Dogg. He's like, they don't look like Snoop Dogg.
No.
He actually looks like Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
From eyes up.
Yeah.
So, but like, I would never like pull his headphones off
Right.
to then be like, oh, hey, Jalen.
Yeah.
No, it's like when he walks in with no headphones, yeah, you can screw with him, but
Right.
headphones on, he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah. I don't know. So apparently I'm an asshole. I thought that was a universal sign.
Well, you are.
Well, yeah. I mean, I am.
You are an asshole.
I am an asshole.
But no, this is probably on him.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. It is on him, but it's from a sense of completely not knowing.
Yeah.
And again, everything's super happy fun time, the Fun Emporium.
Yeah. Right? Like, you're at the gym, and I know he's got a different sort of clientele, but like some of them like literally don't do anything.
Most of them don't do anything. And then even like some of his kids that could do things,
Yeah.
he like is looking for every way to hold them back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's got one kid and he always asks, well, oh, how's your recovery today? It's like, what the fuck kind of question is that?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how's your recovery? You're asking a fucking 16-year-old, how's your recovery today?
Yeah.
What the fuck answer do you expect to get back from them?
No, it's how you doing? You ready to fucking get after it?
Yeah, and it's like, he always wants to, let's go, oh, I don't know. And then it's like, oh, he didn't sleep well last night. Got to pull him back. It's like, dude, he's 16 years old, fucking full of testosterone. He'll be fine.
He'll be okay. His testosterone is literally through the roof.
Yeah, the kid is borderline on steroids.
Yes. Seriously, at that age, like it's like being
he's on
fucking
steroids.
steroids.
Don't worry. Subpar recovery will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. That your testosterone is so high between 16 and 20 that like you might as it's like being on fucking steroids. A slight breeze blows by and you get a fucking boner. Like,
You see an orange, it's like, that could be a tit, right?
yeah. A deformed apple looks like an ass, and all of a sudden you get a fucking erection. You're like, Jesus Christ, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I could fuck that.
Yeah. I could definitely fuck that. Yeah. But yeah, like I would say I'm probably closer to like a Craig mentality. Like, especially like when like recently too. Like there have certainly been times where I go in the gym and I have zero motivation to do anything. But like when I'm motivated to do stuff, just stay the fuck away from me. And that's kind of what I said before. Like when I get in a groove in the gym and like I get going and I feel fucking good, like you're not going to stop me. So get the fuck away from me because I'm just going to keep going. And that's literally what happened. Like when he stood in front of me with the bar and did that whole bullshit, I literally did not acknowledge even his existence. And he like turned around to look for a reaction from me. And I was completely like stone faced. And I just walked up to the bar and started my set. So I was like, fuck you. Now I'm just going to fucking rip this weight off the ground until I can't.
Yeah. Whatever.
So
Fucking idiot. Nah, he's like complete idiot with shit like that.
yeah. Just dumb shit. Oh, hey, it's snowing out.
Fuck, did you go and buy bread?
Oh, fuck, no, I didn't get...
We got to go to the grocery store
I didn't
now.
get milk either.
We have to go to the grocery store now.
I didn't even know it was supposed to snow today.
This isn't snow.
Yeah, no, it's not sticking.
This is not snow.
No, it's not. It's, yeah.
I can count the number of flakes falling.
It is snowing. This is not like snow.
We're up to 14.
Oddly enough, there's more snow in the front of the house. The side, I think the trees are blocking it back here. It honestly, looking out our front window, looks like someone's standing on the roof dumping fucking flakes.
They're fucking
Yeah.
paper shreds.
Yeah. That's actually what it looks like. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Unless you guys want to keep listening to us talk about stupid shit, which is just this show always anyway.
That's why they showed up
Yeah.
in the first place.
So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube.
Oh, I'm gonna do a quick promo.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So a big apologies to anyone that's a TB12 fan. For all of you out there, I plan on cursing the Bucks by taking them on the money line via MyBookie.
Shout out to mybookie.com. Make sure you sign up. Use a promo code SarcasmPod. Match your deposit up to 50%, up to $1,000.
Yeah.
And a $20 free play.
And I think I keep losing value on it, so I think I might fire it off now. I'm not really sure because the money line's plus 140. It was plus 165 earlier in the week. I don't know where this line's actually going to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys wanna tail me, you can take the Bucks. And I guess if you really, really hate Tom Brady, then you can follow me on that. I just genuinely think that they're somehow going to win. I think it's going to be Chiefs, Bucks, and whatever. So, plus 140 right now.
All right. I like it.
I may even throw 2 units on that.
Whoa. A 2-unit play?
Perhaps.
Tom Brady might die. 2 units is pushed.
He all of a sudden turns into Drew Brees.
Like if one unit got a concussion for Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, like 2 units.
Dude,
might
half
be
a unit.
death.
Half a unit got Pat Mahomes knocked out.
Yeah. And 1 unit for me got Lamar Jackson knocked out. So 2 units might be like, he might be taken off the field in an ambulance.
He might just die.
Yeah. He could pull a Joe Theismann or Alex Smith or Colt McCoy or any other Redskins
No, dude, he's just going to have a brain aneurysm in the backfield.
Silent killer.
Yeah. Fucking alligator bites his leg off. How did an alligator get to Green Bay?
So yeah, that is now it's gonna do it for us. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, click the thumbs up and subscribe. That's right here, right there, that button right there. I'm pointing if you're on the audio show. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Keep spreading the word. Tell everybody you know about the show, and so they can hear how awesome our predictions are. And every time we get right, about
We're right all the time.
Yeah, we're right, literally all the time. So how can you not want to tell people about us so they can also be right? Because they're just going to parrot. Everyone's just going to mimic what we say. Yeah, I heard on this podcast, this guy was saying something.
That's literally what half of what you bring up is from.
That's exactly.
I was listening to a podcast and this is what I heard.
Yeah, literally.
So now you could be listening to a podcast and this is what you heard.
Exactly. So until next time, good night, everyone.